Shalom, all praises and glory be unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakak Kwadash. The abundance of the elder apostles of the great millstone, who rule well and who have taught us knowledge. Honors and salutations to you, fellow laborers, doing the work week in and week out. Shalom to you, and shalom to the few Akwaf that believe as well. This is a video that I didn't have a title for, and Shalakia, Lord willing, I have a title at the end of the video. And before I get into this video, I want to let you Akim and you Akwaf that watch the channel and follow or listen to the videos that I make. Lord willing, they're edifying. I received a warning on my first video. I received the warning, and they taken the video down. They called it misinformation, so slack you for that. But through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shah, I'll just do another video. And Lord willing, that video may be edifying. All right, so this video right here, I was meditating on Jake, on Israelites that think that you're going to receive reparations for things that have been done to them by Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. And the honest truth is, you're not going to receive reparations, man. All right, and to prove that, this is Rosewood. All right. And I'm not going to read the whole article. It's from history.com, by the way. History.com. If you haven't gotten into this incident or read the history on this incident, I encourage you to. This is during the time that, in particular, the tribe of Judah was doing, well financially or economically for themselves, fresh out of hardcore slavery, off the plantation. And Esau destroyed it. All right, he destroyed it in the process of destroying it. A lot of lives were lost. A lot of Israelites lost their lives, and it was painful to read. I'll just say that, because you hear a lot of you so-called white people think that Judah and the rest of us tribes, you think we just jealous of you because you got money. We just want our own things, own land, own government, our own everything. We don't want to live up under you. Okay. All we are is oppressed under your people. And you have to see a lot of wickedness. All right. And that wickedness is being influenced upon, our people. All right. But Jake want to stay here in America, all right, which is Babylon the Great, really. All right, also known as Sodom in Egypt. And, what happened in Egypt, right? Our ancestors, served hard bondage there as well, just as well as, this Egypt, which is, America, all right? Serve hard bondage here as well as a nation. Our strong with the tribe of Judah, which is our lead tribe, by the way. The lead tribe of the nation of Israel are Judah, which is the so-called Negroes, so-called African Americans, so-called black people in America, as you want to call them. All right. So it says, Rosewood violence escalates. News of the standoff at the Carrier House spread, with newspapers inflating the number dead, and falsely reporting bands of armed black citizens going on a rampage. Even more white men poured into the area, believing that a race war had broken out. Some of the first targets of this influx were the churches in Rosewood, which were burned down. Houses were then attacked, first setting fire to them, and then shooting people as they escaped from the burning buildings. Lexi Gordon was one of those murdered, taking a gunshot to her face as she hid under her burning house. Gordon had sent her children fleeing when white attackers approach, but suffering from typhoid fever, she stayed behind. Many Rosewood citizens fled to the nearby swamps for safety, spending days hiding in them. Some attempted to leave the swamps, but were turned down. Sorry, but were turned back by men working for the sheriff. So those that tried to escape to safety were even denied. That reminds you of Hurricane Katrina. When Hurricane Katrina was going on, you had so-called white people, Edomites, stopping Jake from escaping to safety to nearby towns. And this is normal, all right? This is normal for so-called America. This is how you get treated, all right? Especially when you're a dark complexion Jake, okay? The darker you are, the worse. Like, it's like, and I'm not saying this as an absolute, but in my humble opinion, the darker the Jake is, the more harsh you're treated, man. The more harshly you're treated. It just seemed that way for me, from what I observed, and I'm not, like I said, it's just some I kind of observed. Okay, it says well, James Carrier, brother of Sylvester and son of Sarah, they had managed to get out of the swamp and take refuge with the help of a local turpentine factory manager. A white mob found him anyhow and forced him to dig a grave for himself before murdering him. I mean, this is all straight up torture, man. Okay. Now, with all this being done, right, you would think that so-called America would, compensate Jake for the things they've done to him, right? But no, oh no. So this is a clip from Democracy Now. Democracy Now did a segment on it, and I'm gonna play a little clip, and I'm gonna bring out these scriptures real quick.
You'll see in Legal Services Alabama and the call for reparations. I think the government has failed to protect sometimes communities here and its citizens, or has aided in harms to certain communities and citizens. And so there does need to be talk about how to repair those harms, especially if they're long-standing and long-lasting. Our legal system, someone brought up in question.
So they were talking about reparations. The short answer is you won't receive it, man. You just won't receive it. All right. The reason why these urban societies were destroyed, which are all so-called black owned. You gotta remember the curses, man. Deuteronomy 28 and 28. Let me start at 15. There's all you so-called Negroes, all you so-called Latinos, all you so-called Native American or indigenous to Americans, all the tribes, man. All right, you gotta realize that these curses are still in effect, and they're gonna always show because they are made to be a sign upon us. Deuteronomy 28:15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes which I commanded this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So if we didn't hearken unto the voice of Yahweh Shem Shai to do what was commanded of us, keep his laws, commandments, and statutes and judgments, that we would be cursed, man, as a people. Okay. Now I want to jump down to verse 28, right? It says, the Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. Yeah, like the Rosewood incident. You better believe that those Jakes were astonished, and they were pissed off. All right, and the mindset you gotta be in to be in such devastated state of devastation of being, terrorized, because that's what it was. America has done a great deal of terrorizing so-called blacks, so-called Hispanics, and so-called Native Americans, man. I mean, they are experts at terrorizing our people, man. And this is This is absolute truth, man. And the fact that they won't even um, repair our people show you that they don't fucking love you. All you sellouts, man, among our people that think that you can make it here in America, man. You're not in your right mind, man. All right. Verse 29. And thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. See? So while the Israelites are under curses, they cannot prosper. That show you that who are the people of this book, because the people of this book are cursed people, and they will not prosper. Do the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, do we prosper? The answer is no. We don't prosper, man. All right. It says, and thou shalt only be oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee, which is redeem you. All right. No man shall redeem you. You see, and this is something that the Israelites, when I see videos about reparations, I just shake my head. The scriptures say in the book of Romans 13:11, it says, love worketh no ill to his neighbor. Okay? We receive so much ill from these Edomites. I mean, what do you think they're going to change now? Huh? They're not going to change, man. Let me read this. Verse 46, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. So these curses will be upon us to let the nations know that these people are under these curses. They can see the curses upon us. All right, when they come over here and look at us in the ghettos, the hoods, the reservations, the bar, wherever you at, all right, if you're Israelite, they like, man, look at these people, man. See, this is not our world, man. We're not in our rulership. We're not a sovereign people. Period. We are slaves to this empire. And you're nothing more than that. You're a slave, man. You have no rights. You have no nothing. Okay? Matter of fact, let me read 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. Now, who you go to when you need food, water, clothing, whatever you need for your home, your children, right? Who you go to? You go to the so-called white man, Esau, Edom. All right? This is his world. This is his society. This is his age to rule, period. It says, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. Now, you look at the yoke of iron upon thy neck. Who were placed under yokes of iron upon their necks? Was it not the so-called blacks, the so-called Hispanics, and the so-called Native Americans? They were beside you on the auction blocks, being sold indiscriminately to different slave owners. You, your wife, your children, each children was separated. Okay. This is just some of the things that happened to us as a nation, and nobody has came in to repair that. Nobody have came in to try and build back up our people. Okay. This is Jeremiah 15 and verse 5. It says, for who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem? Or who shall bemoan thee? Or who shall go aside to ask how thou doest? The answer is no one. These heathen don't give a shit about us, man. All right. Look at you laugh. Oh, look at these niggas and spicks and wetbacks. Look at them. Living in the ghetto, living in the hood. They don't have shit. Look at it. These Israelites, these Lord's people, they talk shit about us. Excuse me. All right. And Jake is comfortable in this shit, man. Jake is comfortable. Comfortable in oppression. In a state of oppression, you are comfortable. In a state of oppression, all right, and being downtrodden, you're okay with it. Show you how people in the lowest state, man. That shows you that, man. Because ain't no way you got in your mind that you're okay with this, man. Okay. I mean, the history of this place is so man. Look, let me continue on, yo. Let's go from there. I want to go to the book of I'm gonna go to Amos real quick. Speaking of the violence that was done, the terror that was done upon Jake, so-called blacks, right? At that time in Rosewood, Amos 1:11, it says, "Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof." All right, so you Edomites out there, you know, by the house of your fathers, they go back to the Esau Edom, which he's a so-called white man today, so-called Caucasian people. They're the Central Banking families, all the above, right? The red childs. All right. This is talking about you. Thus said the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword. And I didn't get all the way deep into Rosewood, but just from hearing it, you see how violent it was. They were killing Israelites with the sword. The ones that were escaping out of the homes, they were shooting them down. Man, ain't that something, man? Because he did pursue his brother with the sword and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. All right, there are many examples of it. Many of them. Many examples of terrorism upon so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics, man. And especially Judah, man. Especially the so-called blacks. You know that Judah, the head tribe Esau, and you do a lot to Judah. Made a public example of Judah, man. Okay? A public example. And you guys out there talking about getting money from the government or thinking America's going to give you reparations. It's not going to happen. And if anybody owe reparations, it should be the so-called Negro, the so-called Latinos, the so-called Native Americans. I mean, when you think. So you guys have a conversation about it, and you don't get nowhere. You know why? Because this man will not give you 1 red cent. They know that Israelites built up America. All right, doesn't it say that in Wisdom of Solomon 5? Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. And that started with Judah, on to the 12th tribe, right? From Judah to the rest of the tribes, your labors, all right, were not accounted for. And on top of that, the terrorism that was put upon us as a people, man, is just, I mean, you talk about slavery alone, they don't want to talk about slavery. Oh, we don't want to talk about that. That was a long time ago. You're going to court, you got Jakes that's down there 100, over 100, still asking for reparations for situations like Rosewood. Right? And have you received it? The answer is no. Now you look at you go to you go to Google, right? I'll type this in on Google. It says, how much money does U.S. gives to Israel, right? If you see it, it says how much money U.S. gives to Israel, right? So when you look at it, right, when I scroll down and look at it, it says since 1985, the United States has provided nearly 3 billion U.S. dollars in annual grants to Israel, which has been the largest recipient of annual American aid. Okay, so they annually get that 3 billion. Well, let me see something. So the BBC.com, it says May 24th, 2021. In 2020, the U.S. gave $3.8 billion in aid to Israel, part of a long-term yearly commitment made under the Obama administration. Wow. They don't put a fucking, they don't put a $500 million. They don't put nothing into our communities, man. From Judah to Issachar to Ephraim, all the tribes, man. Gad. What money they putting into our people, right? Why not let Germany pay that tab? Since they have or they had a situation with them in World War II, right? Over in Germany, we know what's the story is, right? I don't gotta go into details, but what the U.S. have to do with that, right? Why not? Why the U.S. don't pay this money to the so-called Negro, whom America have done time and time time and time again to keep in a destroyed state, repair the damage that has been done to so-called black people, so-called Negroes, so-called Latino, so-called Native American people. We're the ones that's been trodden down by so-called America, which this is Esau system. This is Esau government. Okay, he won't put a lick of that money into you. You talking about reparations, man? Seen a video of Tariq Nasheed, them and other people. Had a couple celebrities on there, right? I forget whom it was. Talking about reparations, man. I'm like, yo, these guys going to continue to have these conversations, and they're not going to get nowhere. They're not going to get nowhere. All right. This is Isaiah 52 and verse 3. Let me go up a bit. I'm gonna start at 1. Isaiah 52 and 1. Awake, awake, put on thy strength, O Zion, which are you so-called Negroes, Latino, Native American people, man. Where's Zion, man? Put on thy beautiful garments, O Jerusalem, the holy city. This truth, man. Knowing this knowledge, man. All right. It says, for henceforth there shall no more come in to thee the uncircumcised and the unclean. Shake thyself from the dust, arise and sit down. O Jerusalem, loose thyself from the bands of thy neck, O captive daughter of Zion. Because we're still captives. Let me get that real quick. Baruch. Let me get that. Baruch 3 and 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast, excuse me. Let me read that again. It says, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our power. See? We are yet this day in our captivity. No one has freed us. What are we free from? What land do we have? What government have been established among us? Okay, what land can we call our own? All right, what? Who is our leader? Who is our king? All right, come on now. Why we don't have our own law, our own things that other countries or other nations have? You know, Isaiah 52:3, it says, and here's the point of this precept: For thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Shai, ye have sold yourselves for naught, and ye shall be redeemed without money. See, we're gonna be redeemed without money. All the money that Esau have gotten, okay, he's gonna cough it up, man, because Yahweh Bashem Shai is gonna make him cough it up. He's not gonna give it up, exchanging hands for hand willingly. No. This is why the Most High and His Son, Yahweh Shai, is going to make Esau cough up everything he got. And not just Esau, the rest of you nations that took from us and took advantage of us, and we built up your society, and you got rich off of us. Lamentations 2:15, right? The day you look for us to go down so you can prosper off of us. You're going to cough up your riches too, man. All right, this is the book of Job 20:15. He has swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. The Most High shall cast them out of his belly, right? Because when you look at the nitty gritty of it, the earth was made for the sake of the Israelites. So really, really, the riches you have belong to us. You didn't get them by earning them. No, the scriptures say that the riches were gotten by deceit. All right, let's get that real quick. Ecclesiastes 10:8. Let me see. Ecclesiastes 10:8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. All right, and your riches was all got by deceit. Everything you got, Esau, you got from Israelites, man. So-called blacks, so-called Hispanics, so-called Native Americans, all the tribes. This is where your money come from. This is how your economy started. All right, by enslaving the Israelites. All right. This is a world-known fact, man. How you think so-called America got rich? Got rich off the backs of Israelite slaves. Okay? Well-known fact. All right, let's go from there. Wisdom of Solomon 5. I quoted. Let me read it. Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. It says, Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. When you look at all the things that our people have done for so-called America, I mean, you would think we would be rich, man. All the labors we've done. But here's the thing. When you're a slave, you don't own anything. You are owned when you're a slave. And the people and the man that owns us is Esau, Edom. And this is why our Redeemer is who? Yahweh Bashem Shai. Okay. And again, like the scriptures say, we're going to be redeemed without money. See? So all you guys looking for money, you're not going to receive it. You're not going to get it, man. And that's the bottom line. Okay? You're not going to get it. It's a waste of time. All right, it's a waste of time. You're looking for something that you will never get from this man. It says Job 20:10. It says, his children shall seek to please the poor, and his hands shall restore their goods. Yeah, because, hey, Yahweh Shemel Shah going to force Esau to give it up. All right? Going to give up everything. Okay? It says, that in the book of Slacky, I got a brain freeze. Psalms 2, ask of me, and I should give thee the heathen for thy inheritance. When you get slaves, that's how you get rich. That's how Esau became rich. Look at any empire that ever stood. Did not they have slaves? And other people or inhabitants of the earth, nations, countries, they were subjects until the empire that ruled. That's how the empire became rich. Same goes for this empire right here. Okay, it's no different. And it's so much, man, I could say, but I'm gonna make it short. I'm gonna try to go ahead and close. Let me read 15 again. It says, he has swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. The Most High shall cast them out of his belly. Verse 18, that which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein, because he had oppressed and had forsaken the poor, because he had violently taken away in the house which he builded not. And that's Esau. Esau always stealing shit. He's always stealing shit and oppressing the poor people, which the main people that are poor are as Israelites. Okay? That is a well-known fact. Okay? So, with that, I'm going to say, Lord willing, this video was edifying. And I'm going to hold you too much longer, but Lord willing, it was edifying. Until next time, I want to say shalom. And again, I got a warning, from the video. And so I'll put up an extra video or two, however the Spirit lead me to do. So slack you for that. I expect that, but until next time, shalom.